Hello, I'm Dan from Team Geeks, and today I'm here to show you a Frotunelady Prophecy deck. Now, unlike the other videos we've had so far, I do not claim to be any kind of expert on Prophecy decks whatsoever. I am, however, kind of an expert on Frotuneladies. I will link below the video I've already done on a Frotunelady deck to show you my kind of generic style, although it has changed a lot since then and ban lists have changed. That was a long time ago. Anyway, I'll get right to the chase. Firstly, Spellbook, Magician of Prophecy. Probably best to run 2, they're quite expensive though, and 2 tends to be enough. The effect is, when it's flipped face up, you can add a Spellbook to your hand. Obviously we'll get onto Spellbooks when we do spells. Temperance of Prophecy. If a Spellbook has been activated this turn, you can special summon a level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster monster from your deck. Now, as you can imagine, that is a very good effect. Maybe it's good to run more than one of these. I only run one because it is possible to clog the hand up with it. Now, that's it for Prophecy monsters in this deck. We're now going on to Frotuneladies. Now, I will link the other Frotunelady video I've already made, but we go 2 light, 2 fire, 2 water, and 2 dark. You'll probably see in the other video I recommend at least 3 dark and 3 light in each Frotunelady deck. Obviously this doesn't focus around Frotuneladies, they're just quite a kind of big part of it. So anyway, check out the other video for lengthy descriptions of what these do. They are quite complicated, but also a lot of fun. 3 Apprentice Magician. Now, 3 Apprentice Magician is great because first it means 3 dark monsters in the grave, which I'm sure you can probably guess why that's good, but I'll show you soon anyway. It's also great because you can use this to special summon the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy in face down defense position, and of course when that's flipped you get to add a Spellbook to your hand, and that's the whole point of its effect, so that's good. It's also great for stalling. You can put Frotunelady Light on the field. It's just really good all round. And yeah, stalling. Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. This is just a really great spellcaster. It's a 1800 point beat stick, and when it does life point damage you can banish up to 2 monsters from your opponent's grave. Banishing monsters these days is a pain in the ass for your opponent, and it's highly recommended because it's very rare that they'll have a way in their deck to bring it back, unless obviously their deck is focused around that. Magical Exemplar. This is great in this spellcaster themed deck because the amount of spells that you run in it. 2 counters each time a spell is activated. You can special summon a monster with that level, however many counters you've got, from your hand or grave to the field once per turn. Obviously in a spellcaster deck with lots of spells, that's good. Blackluster Soldier. Hopefully that speaks for itself. If you don't have this card, Chaos Sorcerer is an okay substitute for it, but banish a monster, attack twice, 3000 points. It's very good, and that's one of the reasons Apprentice Magician is good in this deck. Also Dark Arm Dragon, very similar reason with Apprentice Magician. Banish a dark monster to destroy a card. It's just a very good card. Endermine the Master Magician. Again, because the amount of spells is very helpful, its effect is you can discard a spell card to destroy a card on the field once per turn. And also you can special summon it with Temperance of Prophecy's effect, which is a very good, easy way of getting this out. 2 Effect Veiler. Light spellcaster monsters are very helpful again for Blackluster Soldier. Frotunelady Light and Frotunelady Dark are also good for Blackluster Soldier. And these are just great. People don't expect it a lot of the time, and it can just completely screw over a strategy. Morphing Jar, again, this is a staple in a lot of decks nowadays. If you do get a dodgy hand, flip this up, reset your hand. And Cyber Dragon, I mean, you know, we're getting completely optional now. This is just nothing to do with Prophecy, Spellcaster, or Frotuneladies. It's just a personal preference. I like to have Cyber Dragon in the deck every now and then. Okay, now we're on to the main part of the deck, which is the spells, or more specifically the spell books. And there are a lot of spell books. There are a lot more Prophecy cards that I didn't go through, like Strength, Charioteer, the Hanged Man. There's a lot of them. You can look them up online. I will do a deck properly about Prophecy some other time, but for now this is just a kind of smaller Prophecy version. However, I'm still going all out on the spellbooks here. Start with the main one, Spellbook of Secrets. Very simple, it's the grabber. You play it, you can add any other spellbook card to your hand. That includes the Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, which you can then flip up, or I didn't mention Spellbook Magician, if you normal summon it you can add a spellbook as well, it doesn't have to be flipped. So you can use this, grab that, normal summon that, grab another spellbook card. Spellbook of Power. It's not an equip card, but you use it on a spellcaster monster, ups their attack by 1000. When that monster destroys a monster by battle this turn, you can add any other Spellbook spell card to your hand. Very good when against a powerful monster, obviously. Quick play spell, they're always great. Spellbook of Wisdom. You activate this, and one spellcaster you control is unaffected by spells or traps for the rest of your turn. You have to specify which. But it's great because you can set it, play it on your opponent's turn. If they use a Dark Hole, chain this spell cards, one of your spellcasters survives. It's great. Also great because you can attack, and if they activate a trap card, you can chain this and your monster's safe. 2 Spellbook of Life. Banish a spellcaster from your grave. Special summon a different spellcaster from your grave. Equip this card, and the summoned monster gains the level of the banished monster. So if you use this on Frotunelady Dark to special summon that, it could be instantly level 9 or even higher, and instantly have around 4000 attack. So very, very good for Frotuneladies, very good Monster Reborn. Spellbook of Eternity. This is very good when played with Spellbook of Fate. I'll talk about Spellbook of Fate first. Spellbook of Fate, you can banish 1 to 3 Spellbook spell cards from your graveyard in order to do a certain effect. Either return a spell or trap to your opponent's hand, flip face up or face down a monster, or banish a monster if you banish 3. So that's very good when in a tight situation, and banishing card is always good. Spellbook of Eternity, basically you can grab one of the spellbooks that you've just banished with Spellbook of Fate, or any banished spellbook card, add it to your hand. Spellbook Starhall, this one stays on the field, continuous spell card. Every time a spellbook card is activated, add a counter to this, and each of your spellcasters gains 100 points for each counter on this card. When this card is destroyed, you can add a spellcaster with whatever level, how many counters this is on or less, to your hand from your deck. And lastly, the Grand Spellbook Tower. Now this one is expensive. Luckily, you don't really need to run more than 2 because it can be grabbed so easily with a lot of the spellbook cards. This goes in your field spell card section. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can return a spellbook spell card from your grave to the bottom of your deck and then draw an extra card. So when you've got this card in play, most of the time you'll get 2 draws a turn. It's very good. Now some of the combos with these cards are really amazing. I mean, you know, you can grab Spellbook of Power with Spellbook of Secrets, attack with Spellbook of Power, get Spellbook of Eternity, return one of your banished spellbook cards, and there's just so much you can do. And with cards like Magical Exemplar or the Spellbook Starhall on the field, that means a lot of counters. There are just ways to be clever with this deck. Then you got the staples, you got your Dark Hole, your Heavy Storm, your Monster Reborn. I mean, they speak for themselves. These I just like to run for Frotuneladies. I mean, these return a banished Frotunelady from your banished pile to your graveyard and let you draw 2 cards. This is great when you banish a Frotunelady for Blackluster Soldier or for Spellbook of Life, and it's just a great 2 draws. It is kind of risky running these. They might be dead draws, but when they work, they're good. 3 Compulsory Evacuation Device. Now, these are they're almost one of the best trap cards in the game anyway. Like, a lot of people would use these without any specific reasons. However, the main reason I run these is because of Frotunelady Light. You can use these on your opponent to return a powerful Synchro or Xyz or something to their deck, or to their hand even. Or you can use these on your own Frotunelady Light to get her effect to summon a powerful monster. So these in any deck where you run Frotunelady Light are just a necessity to run 3, really. 2 Mirror Force. I know it's risky these days, especially with Starlight Road around, but you know, a lot of people, this just catches them off guard now, and it can just devastate. I did this at a tournament recently. I managed to basically destroy a whole Heretic deck just by using 1 Mirror Force, and the guy was quite upset. And lastly, Starlight Road. I mean, this is always good to run, even against myself. You got Heavy Storm, you got Dark Hole, you got Mirror Forces. It's just a necessity nowadays. Extra deck. Now, I'm not going to go too much into detail on this because a lot of these cards aren't really specific. First thing I will point out is that all of these are black. There are no synchros in this deck. I mean, Starlight Road is a possibility to run, Starless Dragon is a possibility to run, especially as we got Starlight Road. But most of your extra deck is going to be Xyz in this format. I like to run Gatchi because there's a lot of level 2s with your Spellbook Magicians, your Apprentice Magicians and your Fortunelady Fires. Your Fortuneladies change level every turn, they go up a level, so really any level Xyz is great, and the more powerful the better. So I'm going to skip to the good stuff. I mean, you've got your obvious Utopias, got your level 5 Adreus and Zenmaier. This one destroys a face-up monster or spell, one destroys 2 set cards. They're both very good, 2,600 point beat sticks as well. 2 weak Fortunelady Waters can then level up to level 5 in 1 turn, so you can get these out very quickly. And now the real meat of the deck. You've got the level 6 Insecta Exabeetle and number 25 Force Focus. These are both fairly cheap to buy Xyz cards and very nice in a pinch. Just both got very good effects. And the Hierophant of Prophecy. Level 7, 2 level 7 Spellcaster monsters bring this out. It can destroy a spell or trap card on your opponent's side of the field for each spellbook card in your grave. So watch out for Starlight Roads, but other than that, this is great. And that's a basic run through of my deck. Like I said, it's not a perfect Fortunelady deck, it's not a perfect Prophecy deck, and I'm sure it's not a perfect mix of the two, but it's fairly easy to build on a tight-ish budget, and it's a lot of fun, and hopefully you can see this in action very soon.